The autumn breeze swept through the campus of Crestwood University, carrying with it the crisp scent of fallen leaves and the promise of new beginnings. The sprawling college grounds were alive with activity as students navigated between lectures, coffee dates, and the occasional bout of impromptu frisbee. The ivy-clad buildings and red-bricked pathways created a picturesque backdrop for the first day of the semester, which was always both exhilarating and nerve-wracking. Lena Mitchell, a freshman with a keen sense of adventure, was on her way to her first class of the day, Introduction to Creative Writing. With her backpack slung over one shoulder and a carefully curated list of classes in hand, she was filled with a mix of excitement and trepidation. Crestwood was a far cry from her small hometown, and while she was eager to dive into college life, she couldn't shake the flutter of anxiety in her stomach. As she walked through the bustling campus, her thoughts were preoccupied with the usual concerns: making friends, staying on top of her studies, and most importantly, making a good impression in her writing class. Her mind was so absorbed in her thoughts that she nearly collided with someone in the middle of the quad. "Oh, I'm so sorry," Lena exclaimed, stumbling slightly as she looked up. The person she had almost bumped into was a tall, effortlessly handsome young man with tousled brown hair and an easy smile. He was holding a stack of books that had nearly toppled over. His eyes, a striking shade of green, met hers with a mix of surprise and amusement. "No harm done," he said, his voice smooth and warm. "I wasn't paying attention either." First day jitters. Lena chuckled, feeling her nerves begin to ease in his presence. "Something like that. I'm Lena, by the way." "Ryan," he replied, extending a hand. "Nice to meet you. I'm actually headed to the same class, creative writing. Want to walk together?" Lena nodded, gratefully accepting the company. As they walked towards the building, Ryan casually struck up a conversation, making Lena feel at ease. He was charming and genuinely interested in her responses, and she found herself laughing and enjoying the conversation more than she had anticipated. When they reached the classroom, Ryan held the door open for her, and they found seats next to each other. The classroom was a cozy, sunlit space with large windows that overlooked the campus gardens. The walls were adorned with posters of classic literature and famous authors, setting the perfect tone for the course. Their professor, a middle-aged woman with a kind face and a lively demeanor, entered the room just as the class was about to begin. After a brief introduction and some administrative details, she launched into the first discussion of the semester, inviting students to share their expectations and experiences with writing. Lena found herself completely absorbed in the conversation, and Ryan's insightful comments and thoughtful questions only added to her excitement about the class. They exchanged notes and shared their thoughts on various writing prompts, their rapport growing more comfortable with each passing moment. As the class ended, Ryan suggested they grab a coffee at the campus cafe. Lena hesitated for a moment, but his friendly persistence and genuine interest convinced her. They made their way to the cafe, which was bustling with students, its warm, inviting atmosphere a perfect contrast to the cool autumn air outside. Over steaming cups of coffee and slices of chocolate cake, Lena and Ryan continued their conversation, discovering shared interests and common experiences. They talked about their favorite books, their aspirations, and the strange, but exciting experience of starting college. Lena felt an unexpected spark of connection with Ryan. There was something refreshing about his honesty and his ability to make her feel comfortable. It was as if they had known each other for much longer than just a few hours. The ease with which they spoke, combined with their shared enthusiasm for writing, made Lena feel that perhaps this college experience was going to be even more extraordinary than she had imagined. As they parted ways, Ryan smiled warmly at her. "I'm really glad we met today. Maybe we can work on a few writing prompts together sometime." Lena smiled back, feeling a flutter of anticipation. "I'd like that. See you around, Ryan." With a final wave, they each headed off in their own directions. But Lena couldn't shake the feeling that something special had begun. The crisp autumn air felt lighter, and the path ahead seemed to sparkle with promise. As Lena made her way back to her dorm, she reflected on the unexpected twist of fate that had brought her and Ryan together. The excitement of college life, combined with the possibility of new friendships and maybe even something more, filled her with a sense of hope and curiosity. The start of this new chapter was shaping up to be something truly remarkable. The next few weeks at Crestwood University flew by in a whirlwind of lectures, campus events, and new experiences. Lena found herself gradually adjusting to college life. Her initial nerves giving way to a growing sense of excitement and belonging. Her days were filled with a mix of classes, study sessions, and the occasional exploration of the vibrant campus. Despite the busy schedule, Lena looked forward to her creative writing class the most. Her bond with Ryan had deepened since their first encounter, and their shared enthusiasm for writing had led to a growing friendship. They often met before class to discuss their latest assignments, share ideas, and support each other's creative endeavors. One crisp afternoon, as the golden light of late afternoon streamed through the windows of their favorite campus cafe, Lena and Ryan were deep in conversation about their latest writing project. The cafe buzzed with the sound of students chatting and the clinking of coffee cups, but for Lena and Ryan, it felt like their own little world. "I'm telling you, this character is going to change everything," Ryan said, leaning in with an excited grin. "He's complex, flawed, but there's something incredibly redeeming about him. I think readers are going to love him." Lena laughed, shaking her head. "You're getting really into this. I can already see the enthusiasm in your writing." My character, on the other hand, is still struggling to find her footing. I just can't seem to get her voice right. Ryan's expression softened, and he reached across the table, gently tapping Lena's hand. "Don't worry about it too much. Sometimes the best characters come from the messiest drafts. Maybe you just need to let her evolve naturally." The touch of his hand sent a pleasant tingle up Lena's arm, and she met his gaze with a smile. "You're right. I guess I'm just putting too much pressure on myself." Before Ryan could respond, the cafe door swung open, and a group of students entered, laughing and chatting loudly. Among them was Sophie Bennett, a vivacious sophomore with a reputation for being a social butterfly. She was the editor of the campus magazine, and a familiar face in their creative writing class. "Hey, Lena. Ryan, Sophie called out as she approached their table, her eyes sparkling with energy. Mind if I join you? Ryan gestured to an empty seat, and Sophie slid into it with a grin. So, how's the writing going? I heard you two are working on some pretty intriguing stuff. Lena and Ryan exchanged amused glances. Just trying to make sense of our characters, Ryan said. Lena's got a character with a voice that's giving her trouble. Sophie's eyes lit up. I'd love to hear more. I'm always on the lookout for fresh ideas for the magazine. Maybe I can help. Lena hesitated for a moment, feeling a bit vulnerable about sharing her work, but Ryan's encouraging nod made her feel more at ease. Well, I'm working on a story about a young woman who discovers a hidden talent she never knew she had. It's a bit of a struggle to make her authentic and relatable. Sophie listened intently, her expression thoughtful. That sounds fantastic. Maybe you're overthinking it. Sometimes the best stories come from the most honest places. You need to let your character breathe and grow naturally. Encouraged by Sophie's advice, Lena felt a surge of renewed confidence. Thanks, Sophie. I think you're right. I'll give it another try. As the conversation continued, the trio discussed various writing techniques, shared personal anecdotes, and laughed over funny college stories. Lena felt a growing sense of camaraderie with both Ryan and Sophie, their interactions making her feel even more at home in this new chapter of her life. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the cafe, Sophie checked her watch and stood up. I've got a meeting with the magazine team. But it was great catching up with you guys. Let's do this again soon. Ryan and Lena waved goodbye, and after Sophie left, Ryan turned to Lena with a smile. You know, I'm really glad we met Sophie. She's got some great ideas and energy. It's nice to have someone like her around. Lena nodded in agreement, her thoughts drifting to the ease with which her friendship with Ryan had developed. Yeah, she's really cool. I'm glad she joined us. As they walked out of the cafe, the cool evening air felt invigorating. Ryan and Lena strolled across campus, their conversation flowing easily as they discussed their favorite authors and future writing aspirations. The campus was alive with activity, the sounds of laughter and music creating a lively backdrop. When they reached the edge of the quad, Ryan stopped and turned to Lena. Hey, I was thinking, how about we collaborate on a short story for the campus writing competition? It could be fun. Lena's eyes brightened at the suggestion. That sounds amazing. I'd love to. Let's brainstorm some ideas over the weekend. Ryan nodded, a genuine smile lighting up his face. Perfect. I'll text you. As they said their goodbyes and parted ways, Lena felt a warm flutter of anticipation. The excitement of collaborating on a project with Ryan, combined with the growing connection she felt, made her look forward to the days ahead. College life was proving to be more enchanting and full of promise than she had ever imagined. The campus, with its mix of vibrant energy and serene spots, felt like a world of endless possibilities. Lena couldn't help but feel that this new chapter of her life was just beginning, and she was ready to embrace whatever came next, especially if it involved the intriguing and charming Ryan. The week that followed was a whirlwind of activity for Lena and Ryan. Between their classes, study sessions, and the occasional coffee date, they found themselves spending more time together. Their collaborative writing project for the campus competition became their primary focus, and their creative partnership was quickly becoming a highlight of their college experience. One crisp Friday afternoon, Lena and Ryan decided to meet at the campus library to work on their story. The library, with its towering bookshelves and cozy study nooks, was a haven for students seeking a quiet place to focus. They had secured a secluded table by a large window, where the afternoon sun cast a warm glow over their work. Lena was engrossed in drafting a scene, her pen moving swiftly across the pages, as she immersed herself in the fictional world they were creating. Ryan, sitting across from her, was typing furiously on his laptop, occasionally glancing up to share a thought or suggestion. "Hey, what do you think of this twist?" Ryan asked, his eyes sparkling with excitement as he read aloud from his screen. "Our protagonist discovers a hidden talent, but it comes with a price she wasn't expecting." Lena looked up, her interest piqued. "I like it. It adds a layer of complexity to her character. But maybe we could build up the suspense a bit more before the reveal. Make it more dramatic." Ryan nodded thoughtfully. "Good point. We could add a few more clues earlier in the story, hinting at the consequences. It'll keep the readers on the edge of their seats." As they continued to refine their story, Lena couldn't help but appreciate how effortlessly they worked together. Ryan's enthusiasm was contagious, and his creative ideas pushed her to think outside the box. Their collaborative process was proving to be not just productive, but also deeply enjoyable. Just as they were about to finalize a key plot point, Ryan's phone buzzed. He glanced at the screen and frowned. "It's Sophie. She wants to meet up later. Apparently, there's a campus event tonight, something about a masquerade ball." Lena raised an eyebrow. "A masquerade ball? That sounds intriguing. Do you think we should go?" Ryan shrugged, a playful grin spreading across his face. "Why not? It could be fun, and it might be a nice break from all this intense writing. Besides, it's a chance to unwind and see everyone dressed up." Lena hesitated for a moment, but then smiled. "All right, let's go. It sounds like a great opportunity to experience something different and maybe get some inspiration for our story." Later that evening, Lena and Ryan arrived at the campus ballroom, which had been transformed into a magical, fairy tale setting for the masquerade ball. The room was adorned with twinkling lights, elegant drapes, and a sparkling chandelier that cast a soft, enchanting glow over the crowd. Students in elaborate masks and formal attire danced and mingled, creating an air of mystery and excitement. Sophie, who was already at the event, spotted them and waved enthusiastically. She was dressed in a striking red gown, with a delicate mask adorned with feathers. "Lena. Ryan. Over here." Lena and Ryan joined Sophie and her group of friends, and they quickly found themselves immersed in the festivities. The music was lively, and the atmosphere was filled with laughter and cheer. Lena admired the way everyone had embraced the theme, their masks adding an element of intrigue and anonymity as the evening progressed. Lena and Ryan found themselves on the dance floor, the rhythm of the music guiding their movements. The masks created a sense of playful mystery, and they enjoyed the freedom of dancing without the constraints of everyday expectations. In a quiet moment between dances, Ryan leaned in closer to Lena, his voice barely audible over the music. "You know, this is really nice. I'm glad we decided to come." Lena smiled, her heart fluttering at the proximity. "Me too. It's a nice change of pace from all the writing. And it's been great getting to know you better." Their conversation was interrupted by the sound of a slow song beginning. Ryan extended his hand with a smile. "May I have this dance?" Lena's cheeks flushed slightly, but she accepted his hand, allowing him to lead her onto the dance floor. As they danced, the world seemed to narrow to just the two of them, the music and the lights fading into the background. Ryan's hand rested gently on Lena's waist, and she placed her hand on his shoulder. The dance was tender and intimate, and as they moved together, Lena felt a growing connection between them. The moment felt both magical and surreal, as if they were in their own little bubble apart from the rest of the world. When the song ended, Ryan looked at Lena with a soft, genuine smile. "I really enjoy spending time with you, Lena. You make everything feel more exciting." Lena's heart skipped a beat, and she returned his smile. "I feel the same way, Ryan. Tonight has been amazing." As the night wore on, Lena and Ryan continued to enjoy the masquerade, their bond growing stronger with each shared moment. The masks had allowed them to connect on a deeper level, and Lena couldn't help but wonder about the possibilities that lay ahead. By the time the event drew to a close, Lena and Ryan found themselves reluctant to part ways. They exchanged a warm hug, their connection evident even behind their masks. "Let's get together tomorrow and work on the story some more," Ryan suggested, his eyes sparkling with anticipation. Lena nodded, feeling a sense of excitement. "Absolutely. I can't wait to see where our story goes next." As they said their goodbyes and headed in different directions, Lena couldn't help but feel a sense of exhilaration. The masquerade ball had been a magical experience, but it was the connection she felt with Ryan that made the night truly unforgettable. The first sparks of romance were beginning to glow, and Lena was eager to see where this enchanting journey would lead. The weeks following the masquerade ball were a flurry of activity for Lena and Ryan. Their writing project was progressing steadily, and their partnership was blossoming into a genuine friendship. As the deadline for the campus writing competition approached, they spent long hours together refining their story, each session filled with creative brainstorming and laughter. One chilly November evening, Lena and Ryan decided to take a break from their writing to attend a local art exhibit that had just opened on campus. The gallery, located in a historic building near the center of campus, was showcasing a collection of contemporary artworks by local artists. The atmosphere was both sophisticated and relaxed, with soft music playing in the background and the gentle hum of conversations filling the air. Lena admired the various pieces on display, her eyes drawn to vibrant paintings and intricate sculptures. Ryan, always enthusiastic about the arts, was equally captivated by the exhibit. They wandered through the gallery, discussing their impressions of the artwork and sharing their personal tastes. "This piece is incredible," Ryan said, stopping in front of a large, abstract painting with swirling colors and bold brushstrokes. "There's so much emotion and depth in it. What do you think?" Lena studied the painting thoughtfully. "I see what you mean. It feels both chaotic and harmonious at the same time. It's like there's a story hidden within the colors." As they continued exploring the exhibit, Lena noticed Ryan's attention was focused on a particular corner of the gallery. There, displayed prominently, was a series of black and white photographs capturing moments of everyday life with a raw, emotional edge. Ryan's gaze was fixed on one photograph in particular, a candid shot of a couple sharing a quiet moment in a sunlit park. The image conveyed a sense of intimacy and connection that resonated deeply with him. "This photograph," Ryan said, his voice tinged with admiration, "it's so powerful. It captures a fleeting moment of happiness and connection. It makes me think of our story, and how we're trying to capture something real and meaningful in our writing." Lena looked at the photograph and nodded, feeling a sense of inspiration. "I see it too. It's a reminder of why we write, to capture those authentic moments and emotions." As they were about to leave the gallery, Ryan's phone buzzed with a message. He glanced at the screen and frowned slightly. "It's from Sophie. She's organizing a small get-together at her apartment tomorrow night and wants us to come." Lena's eyes lit up with curiosity. "That sounds fun. We haven't had a chance to hang out with Sophie and the others in a while." Ryan smiled. "Let's go. It'll be a nice change of pace, and we could use a break from writing." The following evening, Lena and Ryan arrived at Sophie's cozy apartment, which was filled with the warm glow of string lights and the aroma of homemade treats. The space was tastefully decorated, with a mix of vintage furniture and eclectic artwork adorning the walls. Sophie greeted them at the door, her excitement palpable. "Lena. Ryan. So glad you could make it," Sophie exclaimed, ushering them inside. "Everyone's here already. We're just about to start a game of charades." The room was filled with laughter and lively conversation as Sophie introduced Lena and Ryan to the other guests, friends from various campus organizations and classes. They quickly fell into the rhythm of the evening, enjoying the camaraderie and the fun of charades. As the night wore on, Sophie pulled Lena aside, her expression serious but friendly. "Hey, I've been meaning to talk to you. I know you and Ryan have been working on that story together, and I wanted to share something with you." Lena's curiosity was piqued. "What is it?" Sophie hesitated for a moment before continuing. "I've been working on a personal project, a collection of short stories about college life and the experiences that shape us. I'd love to include a story from you and Ryan, if you're interested. It could be a great way to showcase your work and get some recognition." Lena was taken aback by the offer. Wow, that sounds amazing. I'll have to talk to Ryan about it, but I think it's a great idea. Sophie smiled, clearly pleased. Great. Let me know what you decide. I think your story would fit perfectly with the collection. Later in the evening, as the party was winding down, Lena and Ryan found themselves on the balcony, enjoying the cool night air. The city lights below sparkled like a sea of stars, and the tranquility of the moment provided a perfect backdrop for a deeper conversation. So, what did Sophie want to talk about? Ryan asked, his tone curious. Lena shared Sophie's offer, her excitement evident. She wants us to contribute a story to a collection she's working on. It could be a fantastic opportunity for us. Ryan's eyes brightened with enthusiasm. That's incredible. I think it's a great idea. We've been so focused on the competition story, but this could be a chance to explore new themes and ideas. As they stood together on the balcony, Lena felt a growing sense of connection with Ryan. The evening had been filled with unexpected surprises and opportunities, and she was grateful for the way their lives were intertwining. I'm really glad we've been working on this project together, Lena said softly. It's been an amazing experience, and I'm excited to see where it takes us. Ryan smiled, his gaze meeting hers with a warmth that made her heart flutter. Me too, Lena. I couldn't have asked for a better writing partner. As the night came to a close, Lena and Ryan returned to their dorms with a renewed sense of excitement and possibility. The secrets and surprises of the evening had only deepened their bond and set the stage for the next chapter of their journey together. The possibilities seemed endless, and Lena couldn't help but feel that their story, both the one they were writing and the one unfolding between them, was just beginning. As the semester neared its end, Crestwood University was blanketed in the first snow of the year. The campus transformed into a winter wonderland, with snow-covered pathways, twinkling holiday lights, and the crisp, invigorating air that signaled the approach of finals and the holiday season. For Lena and Ryan, the end of the semester was a time of reflection and celebration. Their collaborative story for the campus writing competition was complete, and they had received positive feedback from their peers and professors. They had also worked diligently on the collection of short stories for Sophie's project, which was set to be published in the new year. One chilly December evening, Lena and Ryan decided to take a break from studying and celebrate their accomplishments. They met at their favorite campus cafe, which had been adorned with festive decorations for the holiday season. The warm glow of the lights and the aroma of seasonal treats created a cozy and cheerful atmosphere. As they sipped on hot chocolate and enjoyed slices of gingerbread, Ryan looked at Lena with a thoughtful expression. Can you believe how quickly this semester has flown by? Lena smiled, her eyes reflecting the twinkling lights around them. It feels like just yesterday we were starting out. It's been an incredible journey. Ryan nodded, his gaze meeting hers with a mixture of gratitude and affection. It really has. I've enjoyed every moment of working on our projects together. And more than that, I've really appreciated getting to know you. Lena's heart skipped a beat at his words. I feel the same way, Ryan. This semester has been full of surprises, and meeting you has been one of the best parts." Ryan's expression softened, and he reached across the table to take Lena's hand in his. "I've been thinking a lot about us, and I wanted to ask if you'd like to spend more time together over the break. Maybe we could plan something special, just the two of us." Lena's cheeks flushed with happiness. "I'd love that. It sounds perfect." Just then, Sophie walked into the cafe, her face lighting up with a warm smile as she spotted Lena and Ryan. "Hey, you two. I'm so glad I found you. I wanted to let you know that the short story collection is going to be featured at the upcoming campus literary fair. Your story is going to be a big part of it." Lena and Ryan exchanged excited glances. "That's fantastic news!" Lena exclaimed. "Thank you for including us, Sophie." Sophie beamed with pride. "You've earned it. Your story is really special, and I'm thrilled to see it getting recognition." As they chatted with Sophie, Lena and Ryan couldn't help but feel a sense of accomplishment and contentment. The literary fair was just the icing on the cake of a semester filled with creativity, friendship, and a blossoming romance. Later that evening, as Lena and Ryan walked through the snow-covered campus towards their dorms, the world felt serene and magical. The soft crunch of snow underfoot and the sparkling holiday lights created a sense of wonder and possibility. When they reached the edge of the quad, Ryan stopped and turned to Lena, a serious yet affectionate look in his eyes. "There's one more thing I wanted to say before we head back." Lena looked at him with curiosity. "What is it?" Ryan took a deep breath, his voice filled with sincerity. "I've really enjoyed every moment we've spent together this semester. And while I know we've had an amazing time working on our projects and getting to know each other, I want to make sure you know how much you mean to me. I'd like to see where this goes, whatever the future holds." Lena's heart swelled with emotion, and she felt a rush of warmth at his words. "I feel the same way, Ryan. I'm excited about what's to come and about spending more time with you." Ryan smiled, and as they stood together under the starlit sky, he took Lena's hand and gently pulled her into a hug. The moment was filled with a sense of promise and hope, as if the universe itself was celebrating their connection. As they embraced, Lena and Ryan both knew that this was not just the end of a semester, but the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. Their journey had been filled with challenges and triumphs, and their bond had grown stronger with each passing day. With a final, tender kiss under the winter sky, Lena and Ryan knew that their story was far from over. The adventures and romance of college life were just beginning, and they were ready to face whatever came next, together. As they walked back to their dorms, their hearts were light, and their spirits were high. The campus, blanketed in snow and illuminated by the soft glow of the holiday lights, seemed to promise a future full of endless possibilities and cherished moments. The end of the semester marked a new beginning, and Lena and Ryan were ready to embrace it with open hearts and hopeful dreams. Their story was just starting, and the best was yet to come. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. You are awesome.